that we are coming to the end of tax season. So if you have done your taxes already, congratulations. If you have not done your taxes yet, that we are 1 week away from the deadline, only 1 week away from the deadline. So if you did not file, no worries, you can file for an extension. But you want to make sure you have to file the extension by the deadline, which is April 15. April 15 is the deadline. Make sure you file by then. If you cannot, or maybe your accountant don't have time to file for you, you can file an extension. You can file an extension by April 15. Now, the thing that you want to know, this is an extension to file, not an extension to pay. So if you think you might owe taxes, make sure you pay those taxes. I know it's hard to know how much you maybe owe, because guess what? You cannot tell if you're not doing bookkeeping, if you're not doing tax planning, and if you're not filing taxes. So that's okay, but estimate how much you might have on my own. So pay those taxes, because if you do not pay taxes, you're going to pay penalty and interest, and you might not know. Now, the extension is going to give you 6 months to file. So your deadline becomes October 15. But don't wait until the last minute again, because no more extension. That's it, one time. And I got a question from a few people the other day, like, can I make an extension for my business tax return? Well, what type of business? LLC? C Corp? He said, no. Well, that means you are an S Corp, maybe? Or maybe a partnership, or a multi-member LLC? That means no, you cannot anymore, because that was due on March 15, or this year it was March 17 because of the weekend. So you had to do it by then. So if you did not file your S Corp partnership or multi-member LLC tax return, and you did not do an extension, make sure you file as soon as possible, like run. Let me tell you why, because you're going to get a penalty. The penalty goes per month. So 220 per month per partner. So if you're two, then that's 440 a month. If you are three, 660 a month. Yeah, 660 a month. And then that goes on, like add 220 per month per partner. So you don't want to get there. So file as soon as possible, because there's no more extension for the business. But for your personal, for your LLC, for your C corporation, you still have time by April 15. So next week, make sure you file ahead of time so you can take advantage of this longer time to file. But remember, again, this is an extension to file, not an extension to pay. So what should you do next? We're done with the tax season. That's it. Finished. Done. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do all this year, especially if you've already filed? But for both, this is technically for both. If you are sick and tired of paying extra taxes and you want to save in your money, you can want to keep your money in your pockets. You want to build your legacy. You want to start maybe a business. Maybe you want to purchase a home, but you are unable to because it feels like you're paying everything that you might have in taxes. It feels like that you are running away from money every single time. What should you do? So if you are a business owner, one thing you want to make sure you're doing first, that's the foundation for everything, is bookkeeping. I'm going to say bookkeeping, 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 bookkeeping. Now, what is bookkeeping? I still get this question a lot, even though I've made so many content and so much video about bookkeeping. I would think like it's something like everyone knows, but I still get people that they have no idea about what bookkeeping. When I ask about bookkeeping, they say, "Oh, I keep track of everything. I connected my bank account or my credit card to the bank statement. Um, I keep a track of everything." So that's the most, or that's the most answer I get. So they think this is bookkeeping. But let me break the news for you. This is not bookkeeping. Great that you are keeping track of everything, but you really need to do bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is really recording and keeping the record of everything from all the sources, like your bank account, your bank statement. Plus, then after that, you make sure you categorize those transactions the right way, in a consistent way, to the right account. You record any journal entries. That means that something happened. Maybe you paid in cash. Maybe like, oh, you need to capitalize something. You want to follow GAAP. What is GAAP? General accepted accounting principle. You cannot do it on your own. Just like you cannot build a building on your own. That's what's accounting. It's on books, it's on numbers, it's on softwares, it's and everything, but it needs that architect behind it, who is the accountant. So I am totally against those people who come, oh, you want to learn bookkeeping? Come and do bookkeeping. You can open a business. Oh, a lot of businesses open this way, by the way. That's why we see a lot of terrible bookkeeping. Even sometimes from accountants, because this is not what they do every day. This is not what they are good with. They might not know how to use the software. They might not know how to use the accounting principle or how to apply the accounting principle for each different businesses. So really, the bookkeeping is the entry level of accounting, which includes the transaction, and then at the end you need to do the reconciliation, making sure all the records matches, no duplication, nothing missed. You see a lot of overestimating for the income, so you end up paying a lot of taxes if you're not doing bookkeeping. We see underestimating, but this is very few. Most of the time you overestimate your income. So you want to make sure you do not overestimate your income. So this is the first step, and this is the thing that you need to do as a business owner. Second thing is you want to make sure you are paid correctly. Build your business structure, and we can talk about this in a different episode. Last thing is you want to make sure you have tax planning, and we're going to talk about tax planning examples. I have stories of some clients. I'm going to share with you those stories and how my people saved in taxes, and they are very happy clients because of tax planning. Very few people talk about tax planning. This is why a lot of people also don't understand what tax planning do. Just like if you bring any term from like AI or anything, you're gonna tell me about marketing. Well, marketing I may understand, but like there's like technical tools I wouldn't understand. This is a technical tools for tax accountant they can use. They can talk to you about. Feel free to reach out to me, and you can look at the reviews for Nora's books at Google. We're getting great reviews there, so make sure you visit those to see like what type of help we offer for our clients. And you can always book a time with me at norasbooks.com/contact. You will be able to book a Zoom meeting and we can talk there. Make sure you don't ignore your finances and your tax situation until the end of the year, because if you are late, you are not going to be able to save as much as you want to. You are going to delay your work, you're going to delay your results. So make sure to start now. It's never too late, but make sure this is something consistent. You work on it consistently. And yeah, can't wait to share the stories of my clients. So stay with me. I'm going to share the story of Joe and Sarah and John and Mary. All of these three different clients, they worked with me, they saved a lot of money, and they were able to achieve their goals. So stay with me. I will share the stories after the break.